Whistling, coffee, it kicks. The ball's on night, it kicks. Some balls kicking all over on the Footy Fetish Show. Crazy little thing, coffee. Welcome to the Footy Fetish Show. The fetish is real and the footy is soccer. We're back. We're back. We're doing it Freddie Mercury style today. Shout out to Queen. Shout out to Freddie Mercury. We got a little special something. We got a little special somebody welcoming back somebody to the show. We're going to be hitting you with some USA. I believe that we will be doing some USA today. Talking about the World Cup Qualifiers, them 3 games that just passed for the USA men. But first, as always, I must turn it over to the man, not Cinco, not Seis, not Siete. It is the Ocho.
Yeah! Back on the mic! With the Mike Daddy. Mike Daddy. As always, pleasure. The Mike Almost Daddy. We're days away, right?
Moments, minutes, seconds, possibly.
It could happen tonight.
Yeah.
We can lose Booty on the podcast tonight.
I'm not going to lie. It's my birthday this weekend, and I'm scared to get fucked up.
Oh, damn. You just need a DD by you to bring you there. You and the wifey there.
Yep. I'm coming. This is like the first footy fetish I think I've done completely sober, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Here it is.
Good for you, man. Good for you. All right. As Booty said, we're talking about the USMNT, the U.S. men's national team. And, of course, if we're going to be talking about the USA, we got to bring on one of our favorite podcast guests. That is Steffen Gonzalez, the Manchester United fan. Steve, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing fantastic, fellas. Thanks for having me back on. Always a pleasure.
Glad to have you back on. And unfortunately, we also had a 4th guest who had some technical difficulties. Zach Daly, I'm going to give you a shout out. I was really looking forward to hearing your take on the USA. I know you follow them very closely, so we look forward to having you on after the next round of World Cup Qualifiers. Booty, what specifically are we going to be talking about?
We're going to break down those last few games. Sometimes good, sometimes shit, as Steven likes to say. And welcome back, Steven, by the way. It's been a while. I believe it was at the height of COVID we last had you on. So cool to have you back. Always a pleasure. Yeah, sometimes good, sometimes shit. Great win.
Sometimes it's good.
Yeah,
sometimes it's shit.
Shout out to Gattuso.
Yeah, shout out to Gattuso with that one. Chilling in his tighty whities, just shouting that out at the press conference. I can't ever forget. It's an image you can't get out of your head, you know.
Wait, me too? Wait, him too?
That's right.
Yeah.
We're going to open this up as we do with the meat and feet of the show. So we are going to break down these games, and we're going to go position by position. We're going to tell you guys who we thought played the best in these games in that position. Hugh, give them an example. I'm going to pass it back to you. What you got to start us off with here?
So, real quick, let's just start with the number 1, the goalkeeper. There was only 2 goalkeepers that played for the USA, and that was Matt Turner and Zach Steffen. To be honest, Matt Turner, for me, has got a lot of my confidence. He has really just been playing so well with the USA shirt. For me, I'm going to pick Matt Turner over Zach Steffen just because not only he has my confidence personally, in my opinion, but he's been getting more consistent minutes in the MLS versus Zach Steffen, who's a backup at Manchester City. So for me, I think that's valuable. It gives him a lot of confidence because he's gotten a lot of minutes. So I'm going to go with Matt Turner. Steven, who are you going to pick? And by the way, people listening, we're all going to document this. We'll be posting this on our social media just to kind of give you guys an idea of where our head is at. Because Gregg right now cannot seem to pick the correct roster. So we're going to pick it for him. Steve, who you got at goalkeeper?
Sorry, I was mid-yawn there. For me, it is Matt Turner. As far as a former member of the goalkeeper union, I guess I'm still one for life, but I'm gonna reiterate a lot of what you said. He has my confidence. He's getting more minutes. You can't deny that competitive minutes is key at a goalkeeper position. If you don't
Definitely.
play, your confidence isn't going to be up. You're going to misjudge balls. You're going to not have. You're going to hesitate. You're going to overthink things. It happens. Um, for me, like I said, Matt Turner over Zach Steffen right now. However, I'm just going to
Oh,
throw this out there. Once the MLS season stops, the Revs are on a good run. If they can continue that run, the season ends mid-December. You go into the January window, say something happens with Ederson at Man City, say Zach starts getting more competitive minutes in Champions League or whatever, Carabao Cup, whatever they have coming up, it could tides could turn. Just throwing it out there. So goalkeeper as of now, today, Matt Turner, 100%. But we'll see with this upcoming winter break and yeah. Supposedly heard this a little birdie on the radio said that he has some source. I don't know, but Zach Steffen's supposed to be getting more competitive minutes at Man City.
no shit.
So that was just I found that very interesting that I knew we were going to be talking about this, and then it just so turned out that on my way home I heard that on XM. So take it with a grain of salt, but as of now, Matt Turner.
Fucking right. Booty, who would you pick? I think we've probably said everything, but who would you pick here?
Yeah, I gotta kind of agree with Steven here that if you were to just put me on the spot and you had to pick one that's hot, if we're rolling with a hot hand, and Turner's look great. Um, but I'm gonna flip it, man. I'm gonna go Zach Steffen only because of exactly what Steven just said too. Seeing better competition, and it only seems as though when you have Pep as a coach and he likes to switch things up every 5 minutes, kind of like our coach right now with USA, with Berhalter. You always have a chance to get in to show what you can do. With that being said, I really feel like I've been feeling this over the last year or so with him that we're gonna see more of him at City. I think there's gonna get to a point where Ederson either wants to move on or he's gonna want more money at this point in his career. Um, and hey, it's City, and like I just said, like there's a lot of moving parts all the time with City and with Pep. People change, people come and go there. Pep has his boys, his one or two that are like his guys that he's gonna hold on to. Like I would say, like De Bruyne is probably that guy right now for him. Um,
Definitely.
but I got to go with the guy who's gonna see more competition. But that being said, I want to see him um, in more lineups. But I could say that about so many players we're about to name. That's the thing that just annoys me with the USA lineup is there's so many guys I want to see more of on the field having this chemistry with these guys. And if that's the case, if it's going to be the same keeper day in day out, building this chemistry with the other 10, I'm gonna go Steffen. We're gonna need that if we want to get to a round of 16. An elite eight, of the final four, if you will, the World Cup. The only thing I'll say bad about it though is if Berhalter wants to play this like play out of the back bullshit, then I don't like Steffen, and he has not impressed me with that element of his game yet. But I'm gonna go Steffen because he's seeing better competition.
That's fair. I would say we have a good problem here where we have three actually solid keepers. We have Matt Turner, Zach Steffen, and Ian Horvath,
Ethan.
who we didn't. Ethan, I'm sorry, Ethan Horvath, who we didn't even see in this World Cup qualifier. So, just to piggyback, I like what you said, Booty. He plays quality. There's really nothing more to say there, and that's important.
To speak on the building out of the back a little bit. I mean, that's Pep's MO. Like,
Yep. And I haven't liked Steffen doing any of that.
yeah.
He's done impressive with that.
I think we have to also look at the back line because the goalkeeper can only do so much. If the back line isn't giving him a decent pass to begin with, then he's put at a handicap right away. We call those hospital balls. where your
Yeah.
teammate gives you a ball that puts you in a shitty position, and you're either, just clearing it or you whiff it or whatever. But
It's true.
I'm okay with Berhalter pushing the issue of building out of the back because we'll get into this later. We did it against Costa Rica, and we looked really good as soon as that goal got scored, we looked really good building out the back. But it definitely, this is a good problem to have. I think we can all agree there that we have three solid keepers that we can rely on now moving forward. With that being said, let's move on to the next position. Booty, I'm going to look to you first. Let's look at the right back. During these qualifiers, we had Serginho Dest and I can never say what's this guy's name? Shaq Moore.
Yeah.
And also we saw Yedlin, I think, play a little bit of right back, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, he
He
went
did.
in when Death. No, when
I
Shaq
think he went
got
from
pulled.
Shaq Moore.
Yeah, yeah.
So with those three choices, Booty, who do you think? Who would you start at right back?
Dest all day, baby.
Dest all day.
Dest
Yeah,
all
I
day.
mean,
I think that's probably the easiest position on the board for me. Um, One of the things that I've really liked when we have seen what I like to call the true lineup. If we go back to the Wales game, what was that earlier this year? It was a friendly that we had where we really got to see Des, McKinney, Pulisic. We got to see that core that we always talk about of youngsters. Um, One of the things that I liked the best about what they could do with the ball movement was how they use those flanks. Hugh and I literally talked about this about an hour ago because that's how nuts we are about this shit. We basically get each other hard before the show. It's like a warm up, right? We like lube each other up. And one of the things that we talked about is how we love when they use the flanks and Des with the speed that he has overlapping Christian Pulisic on that right side. And that is where you really start to see Pulisic kind of, the two kind of feed off each other there. So with that being said, Des my guy. I hope he gets the fuck out of Barcelona soon. Even though, hey, just like we just said, same situation as Steffen. He's seeing some real competition over there in the league. He's seeing some real competition in Champions League, getting his ass kicked. But hey, he's gonna take it over here. He's gonna take it overseas with us, I think. And I gotta stick with my dude. I've liked him since day one. So, Steve-O, what you got?
I would go Serginho Dest. Um, as kind of Booty said, he does add a certain dimension of overlapping runs. We saw the banger against Costa Rica, like
yes.
upper 90, beautiful shot. I missed it, but I went back and watched it.
Same.
Um, so a little bit more on Dest as far as Barcelona is concerned. Here's my biggest concern: Cohen's a terrible fucking manager, plain and simple.
Yeah.
But he is playing with one of the best smaller outside backs in the or over the past 5-6 years. Jordi Alba's a fantastic outside back, so he has that kind of mentorship to learn how to bomb forward with Jordi Alba. So I don't mind him being there because he's gonna develop with a good back who's experienced. But I'm kind of iffy on the whole Barcelona situation right now. So he is getting good competition, Champions League, La Liga. It's still a good league. There's not terrible. There's not a bunch of terrible teams. There's a couple, but they still got Madrid, both Madrid teams, Sevilla, Villarreal, Valencia. The kind of those higher echelon of La Liga teams. So they're still competitive. So I really don't have a problem with him staying there for now, but I do want to see him move on at some point. Like you said about Pulisic, that was more of when he was playing left back, right? When he was bombing forward with Pulisic.
He's played both, man. He's played both left
I'm
and
just
right for us.
I'm used to seeing Pulisic out on the left though, so I
Yeah.
guess that's my Premier League just watching all the time. He just plays on the left and at Chelsea, but I definitely think if we can get someone in the right wing who can build a chemistry with him, I think we'll be solid moving forward for the next 2 World Cup cycles at least.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'm also going to pick Serginho Dest. Not unfortunately, but kind of boring to all three of us pick the same right back. But this is just so clear cut and obvious. He hit a screamer against Jamaica with his right foot as a left back, and then he hits a screamer with his left foot as a right back against Costa Rica. He's just the out and out best outside back we have, especially coming from a Netherlands background. I posted today on my Instagram that I was extremely grateful. Booty, I tagged the Footy Fetish saying, thanking the Footy Fetish gods. Blessed be their balls and feet that Serginho Dest decided to choose to play for the United States, because that was a really big issue. I don't know if you guys remember that in the past, but he had the ability to play for either the Netherlands or the U.S. and fortunately he chose the U.S. and he is a fucking bright spot on the field. So that's an easy one for me, Serginho Dest. Nothing more to say. You guys hit the nail on the head. As far as Barcelona, I personally disagree with y'all. I think he should absolutely stay there. He's guaranteed Champions League time. Like you said, he's in La Liga, and he's surrounded by really good talent. Yeah, well, maybe the Champions League. We'll see.
Right now, it's a little sus.
It's extremely sus, and it's all because of Koeman. He can't get that team. He can't give them an identity. But like you said, you mentioned. That's a risky. That's a fire, bro. You're stepping into a fire.
Chavi.
So I guess where I'm going here is that Barcelona still are loaded with talent, world-class players. You mentioned his best teammate, which is Jordi Alba, but he's also got Memphis Depay. He's got Pedri, up-and-coming Pedri. He's got Frankie de Jong. He's just surrounded by elite players. So I think he should definitely stay there, unless, of course, he goes to a better club. But as far as I'm concerned, you're at like one of the better clubs in the world, despite their recent shortcomings. But should Serginho Dest definitely for the next 2 or 3 World Cups for us, without a doubt. Left back, I'm going to pass it over to Steve Gonzalez for the left back. Who would you start at left back?
So let's see. We've had Anthony Robinson,
and then you had Bello. Is it
Bello.
George?
Yeah, Georgie Bello. Anthony Robinson. Bello's gonna be. I have a feeling Bello's gonna be solid. I just don't think he's there yet. I think he's gonna be a good backup to Robinson. Here's my thing about Robinson. So I'm going with Robinson. I'm in the moment, moving forward through this World Cup qualifier. Anthony Robinson, definitely. He needs to learn how to friggin' cross the ball, man.
Yep.
He makes some dumb passes and some dumb mistakes. Now, as I've said in the group chat before, a lot of these kids are really young. I was looking at the stats earlier. I still got them pulled up. Like 2021, the most goals we have are 4. And that's Sebastian Lletget and Brendan Aronson. So they got a lot of uncapped, unproven players. So this is really I'm not looking at this as so this is kind of more of a general statement, but I'm not really looking at this team and looking at all of the mistakes. I'm kind of letting some of them slide, the ones that really don't cost us much. Kind of those questionable decisions in the final third, which ultimately leads us to not getting goals. So that's an issue. But Anthony Robinson is my answer. He needs to learn how to cross, though.
I agree. Booty, would you like to go next?
Yeah, my pick's gonna be just as boring. I'm gonna go Robinson as well, and it's
obvious.
Yeah, it's obvious. Well, obviously playing for Fulham. Again, we're gonna go back to what we were saying earlier. You're gonna see a little bit better competition there, but also another boring answer. Honestly, I've seen more of him. So I really can't pass too much judgment other than on him, and he's passing my test right now. So I'll give him a C+ for now. He's on that cusp. He's on that cusp of go rewrite your paper, go rewrite your mistakes, come back to me. Like Steven was saying, let's see if maybe a lot of those decisions that he's making are because he's trying to do a little too much. So with that being said, maybe that takes time to learn. That's something you got to mature into. So um, maybe we'll see that soon. So
Yeah,
what you got, Hugh?
definitely. I mean, this is an obvious one, just like Dest, Anthony Robinson. I believe it was the game against Honduras where oh, it was Jamaica. I'm sorry, it was against Jamaica. I thought he had a fucking phenomenal game against Jamaica. He was up and down that left sideline. He was like one of our only bright spots in the entire game. Um, so for me, again, and he's playing in Europe, like we've said in the past, that competition is just it's hard to pass up. You're playing all these European squads compared to. I'm willing to bet the top half of the second division in the EPL. I'm willing to bet they could beat every team in the MLS, just because the level of difficulty from, and I think it's called the championship. The championship
Championship, yeah.
is probably on par with the MLS.
That that
It's just a cultural thing over there.
that league
So
is probably better than the majority of the rest of, not team quality wise, but just how tough it is.
yeah, and Fulham was in the Premier League last year. So I mean, Anthony Robinson was in the Premier League last year. I mean, they're fighting to get back into the Premier League. So, as far as competition, he's got it. He's had plenty of it. Not a question there. One thing for me is, like you said, Booty, I'm a piggyback. He's got to mature. Defense is always a position that it just takes time to really get good at because you just need to see situations over and over and over. And once you get these situations kind of ironed out, it becomes very easy. It's almost like instinctual or repetitive. Um, with all that being said, I think we finally have two really good outside backs that will make it'll make it difficult to cover the U.S. When we're on attack because we have two speedy, aggressive-minded outside backs in conjunction with three really talented attacking players. So couldn't agree more. Anthony Robinson definitely the left back for me. This next one, these next two positions, I think we just do them together just to make it easy. This is the center back position, and I'm really kind of stuck here. I'm gonna go first.
It's
Big
tough.
sigh.
It's tough because they never have the same friggin' pair back there.
No, and this is a problem for me. This is where
That's my biggest
Gregg
problem.
has got to figure it out. And Booty, you said this with the goalkeeper. We need a consistent goalkeeper. If we want to succeed as a nation, we need to have a consistent goalkeeper and consistent starting backs. So for me, I'm going to go with what we've been saying, Mark McKenzie. I'm going to pick him. And then I'm going to go with Chris Richards. And it could be Miles Robinson. I like him a lot, but Chris Richards is over there in Europe as well. So Mark McKenzie, I believe, is at Ghent. Um, and Ghent is a solid squad over in the Belgian league. They compete against Club Bruges. They compete against Genk. So those are my two. Steven, you look like you're chomping at the bit here. Who you got?
No, I was intrigued by your answer. Um, I would go hot take Walker Zimmerman
Hey, I'm not mad at that.
and Miles Robinson.
Okay.
The only problem I have with Robinson is the mistakes, like we saw in the Costa Rica game. Luckily, Brian Ruiz is 80 years old and can't run. But all that being said, Miles Robinson has amazing recovery speed.
That's a good point.
Look,
That's definitely something.
you gotta take the good with the bad. I mean, the dude made a dumb mistake, but he friggin' the dude was 15 yards in front of him and ran him down, no problem. It's like, dude, you gotta have that speed. And then Walker Zimmerman, I haven't watched a lot of him, but everything I've seen in qualifying, I've liked. He's a good presence in the box. He's a big body. he seems a little, maybe not as comfortable in the ball as Chris Richards, but he's a more physical defender. So I always go with let's get big physical defender, and then let's get a fast, kind of good technical defender, a little bit
Balance.
better on the ball.
Yeah.
Kind of I hate to use it like this, but like Ramos and Varane from the past few years with Madrid. Like that, they're both technically quick, but they have one more of a commanding presence, leader, which I think Walker Zimmerman seems like he's more of a leader in that back line than I don't see it, like, because I tried to watch them, and they don't really have a real vocal leader in that back line. Like you say, like, one of your big teams like either Bayern or like a Ramos, a PK, yelling at
Right.
everybody.
Right.
They really don't have that, but I've seen Zimmerman do it more than most.
That's a good point. I would agree. He's definitely he's a vocal leader on the field.
And my answer would have been completely different if Aaron Long was still in the picture.
Huh.
But your boy, I mean, Achilles, you can't.
Yeah.
So I was high on Aaron Long. The dude's a stud, but we'll see how he is when he comes back. If you would ask me this last year when I was on, I would have said Brooks and Aaron Long.
Damn.
But now it's
Brooks. I think Brooks has seen his end. He looked awful in the previous World Cup qualifiers. So
yeah. And for
um,
God's sake, thank you, Tim Ream, for all your service, but God, just stop bringing him.
yeah, we got to stop. Absolutely, absolutely.
But
And he's over there in Europe too. But I mean, I think it's just
he can't even get in the Fulham team.
yeah, it's too late. It's too late for him.
Um,
Who you got here at center back?
Oh, Ream getting reamed out. Man. I used to hate that, man. Every time I'd see this guy, it's like it's so hard not to think of that when you're getting fucking owned. Ooh, man, I really like that shout out, Steven. I miss Long for sure. I think I'd have to go McKenzie again. I've seen a little bit more of him, and I'm gonna piggyback off of what Steven said as well with Zimmerman. Also, to also piggyback off of what you were saying, where you kind of want to see those two kind of gel together a little bit more. I like Zimmerman on the size as well. You got to have a little size back there, but you got to have a little, you got to have heart with those two guys too. You got to have them communicating. You got to have them, that chemistry there. But it goes back to what we've said a million times already. You need to get the same guys in there and let them, and not be afraid to let them build this chemistry. And I get the flip side of it. Gregg's still trying to figure shit out, but we're getting to the point where we need to have it figured out. And you can't be afraid to let these guys go out there and do their thing. That's the only way you're going to be able to build the chemistry. Like Hugh said, it's situational back there. That's the only way you're really going to be able to get any better and to evolve. So we're going to probably have some games where those two just don't click, and we have to be okay with it. But I think that's the best two options right now. Brooks and Long, man. Since you said it, they're stuck in my head, man. I definitely miss them. But no, and again, to toot your horn as well, Hugh. Like we said with the keeper, you need to go ahead and have a consistent keeper. Right here, these two positions need to probably be just as consistent, just like you said earlier. Like those back passes to the keeper, if you want to play out of the back, these are the two guys that's going to be helping you. And your confidence is going to shift one way or the other because of these two guys. So, let's go ahead, Steven.
One other like side note I want to have about my choice, Miles Robinson. If you look at just 2021 since the beginning, he has been the most. I'm pretty sure the most capped. I think McKenzie and him might have been the most capped center backs. Never together. Because it
Isn't
was
that weird?
a lot of
Yeah.
like McKenzie, Brooks, but like Robinson has been pretty much, especially during the Nations League and Gold Cup. Like I'm pretty sure he started almost every game.
Hmm.
I'm kind of looking at the USMN USsoccer.com right now. He's and that's another reason why I chose him. He's kind of been one of the more consistent in Gregg's plans. Although I question Gregg's plans, I'm all about like we talked about. Center backs need consistency. Look at Chiellini and Bonucci. That's my
Oh,
that's my go-to. Like, look, we're not going to have a Chiellini or Bonucci. We could, but we're not going to probably anytime soon. So you look at those two players. They've played together for how long? And that's why they're that good, because they've played with the same person,
club
unless they're
and
hurt.
country.
Club and country, unless they're
100%.
hurt. That's my gold standard for center back pairing. Those two.
You know what's crazy? Also, they're not the fastest.
No, but they're
So smart.
Italian defenders are built
God,
different.
They are.
Plain and simple.
Yeah, they have that grit. They have the grit. They have that burning desire to not lose at all.
They have that grit. They are both of those guys are master of the dark arts, as I call it. Shithousery, whatever you want to call it. They are two of the best at it. You get a little about the boopy, you know. They always going up to the ref like that. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. I love those guys.
Perfect example of the dark arts is
Pepe.
the Euro final. Is when Chiellini was getting beat by Saka down the sideline. What did he do? Fucking grabbed him by the back of the shirt and just pulled him down.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it takes sometimes as a center back. You can't be afraid to just fucking take somebody out.
Oh, you mean like the first 20 seconds against who? Jamaica? And they no VAR though.
Oh, dude, right. We'll get there. We'll talk about that one. I forgot about that.
Sorry about that. Side note.
No, it's all good. I like to. So let's move into the next line. We can either do each center mid position, or we can just do all three. I think we do all three. Everyone cool with that?
I'd say defensive mid and then center. Then,
you want to do defensive and then the two centers?
Well,
I mean, that's our formation. What are you thinking? You want to do all three or one at a time? Let's do one at a time. All right.
For time's sake, let's just do all.
Okay, good, because that was the reason I was going to kind of get all three together.
I'm about to be long-winded about it.
Okay.
No, I'm joking.
I'm going to keep mine short. After watching a lot of those three games, Tyler Adams is the clear-cut CDM for us. He is. I have now changed my opinion of who the captain should be of our team. Originally, it was Weston McKennie, but after his recent decisions and now the second time he's broken a COVID protocol for kind of selfish actions, he's not mature enough yet. Tyler Adams, on the other hand, very mature. I liked what I heard from him in the interview after the Costa Rica game. He just sounded very mature. It was all about the team. You know, the team's been working hard. We're very excited to go to the World Cup. It was we and us. And for as young as he is and for as young as our qualifying team was, he is the perfect answer for us to lead us through to the World Cup. So that for me is more important than technique. But at the same time, he is so technically sound. Left foot, right foot, being able to absorb the press, his soccer IQ. He was naturally a right back. It's interesting. It's kind of like a Kimmich situation as I'm saying this, you know, like a right back that got moved into center mid, you know, Philip Lahm as well. So he's got that ability to read the game defensively, but he's got the attributes to play attacking football or attacking soccer. So for me, this is obvious. He should be starting every single game wearing the captain's armband, no doubt in my mind. Who wants to go next year?
I can take it over, man. Beautifully said. I'm piggy right back off of that, my man. Love me some Tyler Adams. He's been around for a minute. You literally said everything I was going to say. I love McKinney, but obviously some things that he did, it's not very captain-like. You're supposed to be an example. You're not setting good examples. Tyler Adams has always set the example. He's setting the tone. I was going to say he is the switch flipper. because we can put them at the attack if we need to. We can tell them go attack. We can tell them get back. We can tell them defend. We can tell them possess. We can tell them create. I've seen him even create some great chances for us. So with all those things being said, gotta go Adams. You put him anywhere you want, but for me, he's gonna be CDM for us for sure. Fun player to watch. Also we forget Bundesliga guy. Fun league to watch if you like goal scoring. Obviously, Champions League final, not Champions League final, the semifinals. We saw what he could do. Tyler Adams, baby.
Nice, Steve. Who you got?
Tyler Adams, all day, every day.
Easy.
Like you said, I'm gonna reiterate the captaincy. Give the dude the armband now. No questions asked. The dude needs to be. I hate to say play him every single minute of the game because I know these 3 games that's tough. But the dude plays at Leipzig. Leipzig is a running machine. Have you ever their high presses and their pressing is beyond belief. Between Nagelsmann and now Jesse Marsch, it's impressive. Also, like you said, started off as a right back. I've seen the dude play center back for Leipzig. No, my bad. That was McKinney at Schalke. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, that's my bad.
All good.
But yeah, dude's a versatile machine. I really think he's the heir to Michael Bradley's throne, calling him the general.
Nice.
He runs. He runs the field.
Well said. With that being said, Steve, start the next one. We're gonna call this one the 8/10. Whatever you want to center mid, go for it.
McKinney. I'm a simple man. Got to go McKinney. He has a knack for doing. He's a box to. He can truly be a box to box. I know he's more attacking minded, and he's very good on the ball in the attacking sense. But I watched him when he was at Schalke. I saw what he had to do when he was there, and I've watched a little bit of him at Juventus. It's a different system, but your boy can still flat out ball. Plain and simple. I mean,
I would agree.
I'm sold on him, except for his bullshit antics.
I agree. Yeah. Booty, I'm gonna just jump right behind Steve. I think it's definitely Weston McKennie here. He's proven quality. He can win us games whenever we need to. So, like you said, Steven, he's got that attack-minded mentality, but at the same time, he is a very gritty and aggressive defender. We saw him be the man at Schalke. I mean, once he left Schalke, maybe with one other player, they just fucking shat the bed. Like, they disappeared. This reminds me, I'll never forget the season after he left. Okay, he goes from Schalke to Juve, all right? Opening game for Schalke. Weston McKennie gets on Instagram and creates a story of like the kickoff of Schalke. Like, yeah, let's go, Schalke. That game, Schalke got blown the fuck out, like 8-0 or something, like to Bayern.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You never saw Weston. Yeah, you never saw Weston tweet or share a story about Schalke again after that. He was like,
poor David Wagner.
Dude, it was wild. I'll never forget that. I remember watching after the fact, like after the game had ended. It was like 6-7, 8-0. Like the game was just a blowout. And I remember watching, being like, "Oh, I wonder if he sent a follow-up story." I was like, "Nope, nothing."
He probably sent a follow-up. He probably sent some my condolences to some of the boys back in the locker room, but that's about it. That was bad. I still remember that. That was terrible.
Right. Whew. Footy, who you got here?
Man, Schalke hating on us, man. Putting the bad juju on him. Like, fuck you, Wes. You left. No, man. My boy, dude. My boy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you need a reason why, go pick any episode. Just any episode of the Footy Fetish Show. I'll probably be talking about Weston McKennie at some point during the episode. Just any of them. Just go ahead. Run through it. I know you guys have nothing better to do but to hear me talk about Weston McKennie and you have plenty of opportunity. Is any of our 100 or so episodes, go
Yeah.
do it. Hugh Ray knows. That's all I gotta say.
Right, man.
I'm pretty sure that episode I was on after the actual episode when we were just talking. I remember us having a lengthy conversation about him. So I can back that up, Booty.
Truth,
Back
baby.
that up.
Truth.
Yes, for those just tuning into the podcast, Booty is a massive Juventus fan, so naturally he loves him some Weston McKennie. Right? Would you say that's accurate?
I got the lube out the day I heard he was coming. Because it was so out of left field too. I had heard absolutely jack shit about it. Like absolutely
That was
nothing.
so weird.
It
Yeah.
was. It was really very one of the
So
weirdest
weird.
transfers of my Juventus fanhood. Definitely weird. It was great. It was like the weirdest, greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
I lubed it up. I lubed it up that day. It was fun.
All right, so let's move on over. This is it's weird because Gregg right now he plays a 4-3-3. He clearly has a center defensive mid, but then it's not really it's difficult to see if he's playing a true center attacking mid or if it's just 2 8s. So we're gonna call this the opposite position to Weston McKennie. So we can call it if Weston McKinney's the left center mid, then this player is the right center mid. Booty, kick it off for us. I can tell you Musa was a player that was played here. Kellen Acosta is a possibility. Let Jet is a possibility. And then who else? I think that's really it for us as far as center mids. So who would you put there to balance out this midfield?
It's at some point I've seen a lot of Leggett. I've actually the few times I've seen him I was actually impressed, but so it's hard to leave him out of this one. But I just love Musa so much, I really do. And again, it goes back to I want a guy in there that's he's seeing some serious competition over there in Europe. So I'm always going to go with that guy. But I just love everything about him. Had the opportunity to play for us or to not play for us as well. He had the dual citizenships there. With Spain, I believe. Yeah.
I'm going to check it for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Spain.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
And I remember when that was the thing. I'm so glad that you mentioned that. Who was that earlier that you mentioned to you? Was that Dest?
Oh, Dest, yeah.
Because I totally forgot about the fact that he could have played both, and that was such a big thing. And then Dest, chooses USA, and then the next thing you know, Moose is the big name. Who could have? Oh, it was England. It was England.
Wow, dude, we
England.
fucking get a steal on that one.
Yeah,
a lot of English players are jumping ship right now.
Yep.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so Booty, well said, man. I forgot he was a dual citizen. Holy shit.
That was such a big thing, and he was so young too. When it was where's this guy? What he's going to choose? It was the biggest question I remember of that like whole week. I was actually pretty nervous about it because I had just seen my first footage of this guy. Shout out to Ben, United Ben. He had sent me a bunch of footage of him. I had never heard of him, and I took a look and I was like, wait, he's on Valencia? I was like, okay. And then shout out to Valencia Johnny, who also told me about him. So then after that, I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, please, come on, man. Please pick USA. Please pick USA. So then after that, I just wanted to see this man play. So I'm going to stick with him, man. I'm going to stick with him, dude. I'm going to go Musa.
Yeah, and I'm going to follow up. I like this answer. I had no idea he was a fucking English and U.S. citizen. I'm looking at his history. Poor dude was at Arsenal Youth Academy. I guess not poor dude. Arsenal has a really good youth academy. He's probably thankful he's not there anymore.
I say you mean thankful, dude.
Poor kid.
Yeah, shit,
Poor kid.
man.
He didn't know any better.
God, I mean, yeah, he didn't. But Arsenal, I'm gonna give Arsenal credit. Their youth academies are always top notch. So.
They do. All credit where credit's due. They do have a top notch youth academy.
Fantastic. And this is so for me, Musa. It looks like he's played right winger, but he can also play as an attacking midfielder. So to have an attacking midfielder that is like winger mentality is for me is very valuable, especially with the formation we were playing, which it was like a 4-3. It was like a 4-1-2-3, and I used to not be a fan of this formation, but to kind of digress, I've started to really understand why this formation is so valuable. And for me, the two attacking midfielders are able to position themselves in between the wingers and the center forward. So you have this line of five, or almost like a M shape, where you have left winger, center mid, center forward, right mid, and then right winger. So it gives you this kind of zigzag pattern, lots of triangles, lots of opportunities, lots of options. Uh, so for me, Musa, clear cut, obvious pick here. And what this does for me is this allows a player like Aronson or Christian Pulisic or Gio Reyna to push higher up the field because they have someone of quality behind them in the midfield. Last point I want to add is that midfield of McKennie, Adams, and Musa was just pure technical beauty. When we played Costa Rica, some of the touches they were making, we take for granted watching that. But I'm sitting there as a player / coach going, how the fuck did he control that so well? How did he get out of that press? Eventually, Costa Rica just gave up. You could kind of see they just gave up on the press. And then they just kind of sat in. They're like, fuck it. These guys are too good for us. It was so beautiful. I haven't seen a midfield for the U.S. be able to handle the press like those three did. And they're fucking young, which is so awesome because they're only going to get better. Their touch is going to get better. Their awareness is going to get better. Their soccer IQ is going to get better. This should be the midfield three to the future. And that's a very strong opinion, of course. But, Steven, good luck following my passion there. Kind of went off. Went off there.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough to follow, to be honest.
I'm laughing at this dude's jazz hands.
Oh, hey, man. I'm making it tight. I don't know what to do with my hands, bro.
The fucking jazz hands going off back
I
here.
looked up, I saw Steven do it, and I saw ooh.
Well, so I do have a bit of a conundrum going on in my head right now because I agree that if we're going to play that particular formation, that 4-1-2-3 or however you want to configure it, Musa would be my choice. However, if you play more of kind of like a triangle on its side, kind of the long base going from, kind of a diagonal triangle, if you will. If you play more of a center attacking mid and you have McKennie being more of a box to box and then Adams just kind of free roaming,
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't know how well tactically it would work, but
it works great. That formation is very common.
Yeah, because I know like United does it.
Yep.
Like I'll watch them every week, and it's a 4-2-3-1, but it's a bit of more because Pogba.
Staggered.
It's more staggered. So
it gives them a clear cut number 10. Is what it does.
Yes, it gives them a clear cut number 10, but then you kind of lack on the defensive side. But United's different; they don't have a defensive mid, so I'm not going to go there. That's a different podcast.
Podcast for sure.
But with Adams, with his technical ability, with his ability to think defensively, I think they could, if they kind of mend that formation a little bit, I'd say Musa or Reyna in the center, because Reyna plays centrally for Dortmund.
Ooh.
Go look. I'm on Transfer Market right now. I'm looking at him. His hot zone's in the middle. He's right behind Haaland.
Fucking beat me to it, man. That's exactly where I was going.
I had to check because I wanted to check my facts here. I was like, I know Reyna plays in the middle because I play FIFA and I've seen him have a center attacking mid card for Team of the Week. So I was like, I know this dude plays middle, but I wasn't sure how much.
Oh man, you know what that does?
So that's gonna that little graphic that I made with the don't care at center back.
Yeah,
that's where this was coming from.
Mm.
So if we're playing the formation, kind of that one defensive and then two kind of 8/10s, Musa. If you're going to have more of a center attacking mid in the true sense or a center forward, Reyna.
I really like that you said that because that tells me if we do come out with that formation, what that does is that tells me that we are going in a more attacking style of play.
Yeah, 4 attackers instead of 3.
Exactly, and it allows now your center forward to go higher. You're not
Also,
having him drop deep. You have that center attacking mid that's floating in between the defensive line and the midfield line.
also, if you run into issues, say in that formation, Reyna's just not getting it done, move him out to the wing.
Put in
Then,
Musa.
then
Yeah.
either put in Musa, or if Busio starts tearing it up, put in Busio.
Ooh, boy, I forgot about Busio. Shit.
How can you forget that man?
Because
How
he
can you
only
f-
gets like 2 minutes.
That's Gregg's fault.
Yeah.
But no, but really, like I've been ever since you said like, hey, we're doing this podcast. I have been just thinking on this, like how could you get the most out of the attacking talent that you have? And Reyna needs to be on the field, either at right wing or that center attacking mid kind of / center forward, false
Hey,
9.
dude, man, having Reyna there opens up.
And you could put Pulisic there too.
No.
I don't like
I
him through the
disagree.
center, but
I
Gregg
disagree.
Gregg would probably do it. So
Yeah, Gregg would do it.
no,
Gregg
but
would do it.
no, but Pulisic
Gregg
definitely.
has done it, actually.
That's why
Gregg
I'm
has
saying.
definitely done that.
That's why I'm
Yeah, he
saying
has
Gregg's
definitely
done it.
put him there.
But no. So that kind of 8/10. If you're going a 10 route and doing that kind of cockeye triangle, I go Reyna. If you're doing like y'all have been saying, that kind of one central defensive mid and then 2
Yeah.
8/10s, Musa.
Okay. I'm going to just put you down as Reyna.
That's
And I'm just going to put 10 behind it.
yeah. Because
that makes it obvious. Like, you're dedicating him as a 10.
yeah,
Which,
and have McKinney playing more box to box, still covering back defensively, but kind of being a link on that left side. I'm thinking Adams more on the right, McKinney on the left. They can flip flop though.
No. Adams, in that kind of situation, it's always Adams down the center. Bang. And then you do
Okay.
that angled triangle, like you're saying. You put
Yeah.
the 8 kind of off to the right and the 10 higher up off to the left.
Okay.
So that way, if they drop straight down, it still makes that line of 3.
Yeah.
Because the midfielders have to drop in behind the ball.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, in a defensive situation, I'd trust Musa over Reyna any day. But I don't know his defensive capability. So.
I wasn't even thinking of Reyna, but when you said Reyna, of course, I immediately start thinking, okay, how does this work attacking and defending? Attacking, it's the clear, obvious, he's better than Musa.
I'm
like,
attacking.
That's not even a question.
I'm all for attack. Like
Yeah,
I'd rather
I love
give up goals because we're trying to actually score than just give the ball away and
Sit back.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'm all for the beauty of the game. I'm not for sitting here and tactically picking apart people. I want to see some fucking goals.
I tell you what, man, and this team is one that will do that. And let's move on to the next formations here, because that's where I was getting ready to go. Is our attack here in these 3 games when we had our best players was fucking electric. Now, granted, we didn't score a lot of goals. I mean, we did. We scored a solid amount. 2 in 1 game, 2 in 2 games, and then we got shut out in the Panama game. But yeah, let's just get right into it. I think we're gonna start with the easy one first, which is center forward, and then let's really kind of get into the left and right wing. Center forward, all in favor for Pepe at center forward, say aye.
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 I mean, this is so easy. This is such an easy position. I'm gonna say one thing, and then I'll pass it off to you guys. His ability to drop deep and make a play with his back to goal is exactly what we need in a center forward. Zardes does not do that. Sargent does not do that.
P5,
pass it off. I don't want to take it all. Footy, what do you like about Pepe?
Oh, trust me, I don't want to take it all either. We definitely passing this with Steven to tell us why.
Fuck yeah,
Pepe
we are.
But before I do, the only thing I will say though, man, when you look at this lineup and you look at all the USA lineups the last couple years, couple major tournaments, you could even say, is the one position for me where it's just been lacking so hard. And it was like, what are our options here? The options that I liked, they never seem to come to the table, man. I loved Weah. I love Weah there, but it didn't work out. Well, it didn't.
It's not his position.
It's not his position.
We forced him in there.
Yeah, and then you have look at our guy Hop over with Schalke now. Speaking of Schalke, you got Zardes is trash. Shit, man. I know there's a lot of folks that love him some Josie, but Josie just used to fucking get on my nerves. I'm sorry, I know, staying healthy sometimes you don't have a say so over it, but god damn, man, that guy lived in a fucking hospital. I just couldn't do it. It started to just wear away at my soul. How many times this dude would get you so hyped up to bring you down. And hey, he had his moments, but for me, it's Pepe right now. We got to go hot hand. Steven, why don't you go ahead and tell us who told us about this guy? Who brought him to the light?
I believe that would be me. You and I had a
Share the story, man. Go ahead, bring it up. That's fine. We have to.
No.
We got to do this.
No,
we got to address this. We got to
Okay.
address it.
So before the Honduras game, we were having a conversation in the group chat about who our number 9 was. Hugh sent these long ass messages that I didn't read, and then because it had tactics in it, don't care.
Don't care. Just score goals.
just score a fucking goal.
Just score goals.
I'm the everyday American fan who just wants to see some electricity. All right.
That's fair.
I'm not a coach. I played goalkeeper, so I don't know shit. I just know how to punt a ball really far and throw a ball really far. But Pepe, Honduras, we were like, who do we play? DK's not really getting it done. PFOC's not getting it done. Sargent definitely not getting it done. Who are we going to play? And I said, at this rate, since we're playing this terrible, put in Pepe. What do we have to lose? Hugh told me, I don't like that attitude. I said, I disagree with your disagreement. Look who's laughing now, Hugh.
I said, yeah. So I'm gonna read this for you. It's I said, is it too late to bring Daryl Dyke? And you said Pepe's been killing it, and I laughed and I said, killing it in the MLS with a grain of salt.
11 goals in 13 games.
Right.
Whatever.
And then of course you're like, my vote is Pepe, and you said, what do we have to lose? And of course I'm like, we have a lot to lose. We can't afford to miss another World Cup. Which, I mean, that's a true point. But
look, before you
if we need continuity, then we need to pick one and roll with it. My pick would be Pefok in this case. But ultimately, you were like, Pepe. Pepe's the guy. And I was like, I don't know anything about Pepe. So sure enough, later that night, Steve, why don't you tell him what happened in that game?
I believe he was involved with every single goal.
Every single goal.
I think he had 2 and then assisted 2, or did he have 3? No, he had 2 and then assisted 2.
No, he had 2 goals. He assisted 1, and the first goal that we scored was all from him receiving the ball and playing it forward, which led to the goal. He had his fingerprints on every single goal.
Yeah. He either because dude, one thing I absolutely love about this kid. He has a fucking motor on him. He's not afraid to run and track back and play defense. I've seen him at the fucking center circle multiple times. It's like, that is what I like to see. Someone who's damn good on the attack, but not afraid to track back, especially when he loses the ball. If you watch it, like, dude, I spent one game and I just watched him. Then I went back and watched the rest of the game and see other stuff. But, like, I just watched him. And I think it was the Jamaica game. He lost the ball. He ran the guy down at the center circle, got the ball back, and then played it off, and then we did something. But it's just like, I can't like argue with that work rate. If he's on FIFA, you give him a high attack and high medium defensive, like, perfect, whatever. But it's just, the kid is 18 years old. Let's not forget that. He still has a lot of learning to do.
Yeah.
He needs, like, nothing against MLS, a little bit against MLS, but he needs to get to Europe.
He's already on the way.
He needs to go to, I think we were talking about it in the group chat as well. I think Ajax and Bayern were looking at him.
Yep.
Fun note. Bayern sold Chris Richards to was it Chris
Rome?
Richards?
Yeah, Roma. He got to Roma. I forgot where he went, but they
Chris
sold Chris
Richards?
Richards. Yeah.
No, I thought he went to Bayern.
Oh, he's on loan from Bayern.
From Bayern,
He's,
yeah.
He's at Hoffenheim, but he's owned by Bayern. He's at Hoffenheim.
Yeah, so there's a couple players that they have bought from wasn't Davies from Alphonso Davies from Dallas? He went from Vancouver to Dallas, I believe.
I wouldn't doubt it, man.
But
Bayern
Bayern and Dallas have something going on right now to where they're getting there because Dallas has a good youth system, yeah. Texas is a hotbed for a lot of soccer players.
100%.
And Pepe's from El Paso, just a little FYI.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 18 years old, stud. Like Duke, he's a finisher, man. I wouldn't say he's polished by any means, but the dude can finish. Whether it's in the MLS, playing the Lighthouse of the Blind, I don't care. The dude's a finisher. Like you still have to kick the ball and put it on frame. Plain and simple. So I can't wait to see the next 2 or 3 years in his development to see where he goes and what he gets. My personal bid for where, if I could pick anywhere for Pepe to go, I'd pick him to go to Dortmund.
If we're going to go around and pick that, I'm going to disagree. Only because, well, see,
Holland's
with
Lewandowski, Holland's gone.
Wait, did you say Dortmund or Bayern?
Dortmund.
Okay. I heard Bayern for some
No. If I had any place to pick because of their development system and getting him in there with Reina, I'd put him at Dortmund.
Ooh. All right, yeah, you sold me because you're right. Holland's on the way out. He's out. He's on the way out.
There's no doubt that the dude's going in the summer. So,
plus to partner him up with an American who's been there, who knows the ropes, it'll help him get some chemistry going, and we got 10 minutes until the fucking video. You guys saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just do our best to finish this one out.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all
sorry,
good.
that was really long-winded, but
okay. You were the one that introduced him to the group, and I fucking laughed at it, and then later admitted I was wrong, and then claimed that Pepe for president. So it's all good.
Hey, that's the sign of a real man, all right? Admitting his faults and rolling with it.
Roll with it, man. Now I'm on board, man. I'm on the Pepe train now.
Hey, quick fun fact for you. Speaking of FC Dallas, National Soccer Hall of Fame. It's in Dallas.
Oh shit.
True.
Yep. I got a buddy from Dallas. He sent me a picture a couple days ago. He's actually a big football fan, not a big soccer fan at all. So I've been telling him about all these dudes coming out of Dallas. So he's only pumped about that part of it. Yeah. But he's just like always tell me about the Dallas dudes. Absolutely.
But
I mean McKinney came out of Dallas.
Yeah. Told about McKinney. Yep.
Yeah.
Another fun fact about Dallas. My brother-in-law owns a screen printing company and does all the FC Dallas stuff.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
That's cool. Holy shit.
All
right, let's move on. We got to keep going. Yeah. Let's go. We got left wing and right wing. Let's go left wing. For me, this is easy. It's got to be Pulisic, but at the same time, I really, really liked Aronson. Aronson showed a lot. I think this is going to be great for Pulisic's. I don't want to say Pulisic's development because he's already pretty developed, but as far as that spot, I don't think it's guaranteed to Pulisic. It's probably like 90% guaranteed, but the way that Aronson's playing, the way that he is staying healthy, and the consistent minutes that he is getting with RB Salzburg in Austria, I would not be surprised if he beats out Pulisic. With that being said, Pulisic is hands and feet and balls above Aronson as far as skill and attacking ability. There's no doubt there. But Aronson, I think, is a great backup to have because he will challenge Pulisic for that position. Booty, left wing, who you got?
Pulisic, but same story, different day. SOS, same old shit, man. Stay healthy. That's all I got.
I love it. Yeah,
that's simple. That's it. It's plain and simple with my man.
We all know his quality.
Yeah, man. Another guy, don't get on my Josie train, all right? Where like you like build me up just to let me down. Build me up and take me home, Pulley. Build me up and take
Yeah.
me home, baby.
Take me home,
Take me home,
country
Steve.
road. What
Steve
you got,
O,
Steve?
take us home on the left wing.
West Virginia. Christian Pulisic, if he stays healthy. Um, Side note about Aronson, he is the tied top scorer for 2021 with Sebastian Lletget. So,
Wow.
saying.
What a fucking fact right there.
Well,
Appreciate you on that.
I mean, I wanted to look at that, and I mean, dude, their top goal scorers, Sebastian Lletget and Brennan Aronson with 4 goals. Then we got like Pepe and Gio with 3, and Miles Robinson with 3.
All right. That's pretty sick. So you got to keep bringing Aronson, obviously.
Dude, look, if anything, Aronson is a super sub. Like 65th minute, someone's not getting
Oh,
it
yeah.
done, just right, left, center, whatever, throw him on.
Put
Like
him on. Yeah,
kid
that's a
has a
great
motor.
point.
Kid has
That's
a
a
motor.
fucking great point,
Same
man.
thing
He
with
can play all of those positions.
and dude, same thing. Now, if your forwards aren't getting done, same thing with Hoppy, man. That kid has some grit and determination and a motor, and he's got some shit with him, which I like. He's got that attitude. So I'm not saying he's it, but Hoppy needs to be in there somewhere. But Aronson definitely as a super sub, roll with it.
I dig that. Footy, why don't you start us off on the right wing? Who you got?
Right wing, baby. I'm gonna go crazy. Here's my wild card, man. Give me Weah. Put him out there for me, man.
Fuck, man. That's who I was going to pick.
I was about to do the same thing. Just might as
Why
well
you
Oh
like
shit.
just put him across the board. We'll have a conversation.
Let's go. Let's go. Just another dude. I loved him since day one, man. I've been sticking with him. Let's stick with him. You know? Love the speed. He's been on a couple of squads, now that you could say he's gotten the experience with Celtic. People forget he was with Celtic for a minute. First game with Celtic, he scored. Then now he's with Lille. So I mean, he's getting to see some real competition. It's been the theme of this whole episode. Should be just called real competition. Fuck MLS. And like it is what it is. What it is. It is what it is. I like my man Way. I like him on and off the field, for sure. Don't forget, fun fact as well. Before I pass it on to Hugh, George Way is his dad, former Ballon d'Or winner.
Forza Milan!
That's right, your boys.
Greatest African player to ever grace the pitch. No doubt. No doubt. Name another African player with a Ballon d'Or.
Oh well, not with a Ballon d'Or, but
That's what award?
Drogba's a dog.
I'm not gonna say Drogba's bad, but as far as like best ever out of Africa,
I'll give that to him.
it's hard not to look at him. He's the
I'll
only
give that
one
to
to
him.
have won it. So, and I love Drogba. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I fucking love Drogba.
Drogba's a fucking animal.
But like Booty was saying, Tim Weah, son of the famous GOAT George Weah. So I'm glad you brought that up. I wasn't even gonna go there, but Forza Milano. Love hearing about my team getting a shout out. I will say on the right wing, one thing this is where I get. I mean, obviously Weah, just because we got to see him and he looked really good. I might put Gio Reyna out there. He can play. Dude can ball. He can play center attacking mid. He can play right. But right now, Booty mentioned he's on Lille. And as you've heard us say in many podcasts, Lille has an incredible scouting department. Luis Campos is the same guy. I'm going to bring it up. I've said this 1,000 times. Luis Campos is the same guy that built that Monaco team that got top 4 a couple of years ago. He is at Lille. He is the first team in a long time to win Ligue 1 with fucking Lille. He won Ligue 1 and then proceeded to sell everybody. But they found Tim Weah, and they're like, we want this kid. This kid is special. And after seeing that game against Costa Rica, I mean, the kid has got it. He's got that confidence. He's got the ability. He scored, quote unquote, the second goal to put us up. They counted it as an own goal, but that was all him. He gets 99.99% of the credit on that one. The goalkeeper He just must have had some honey buns or something before the game because he just let that one right in there. But as far as right now, the hot hand, as we've been going through and saying, I'm going to go with Weah, and I'll put Gio Reyna as my competition for that right wing spot. Steven, why don't
I'm
you bring us home, country home?
so because of the way my squad is panning out with
Yeah,
Reyna being the number 10. That's why I went with Weah there. If I was to go with Musa in as the other 8/10, I would
okay.
go Reyna there because Weah coming off the bench gives a spark of something that we have been lacking from the get go. But when Weah starts, I don't know if it's because of the rest of the changes Gregg made or if I don't know what it is. But Weah hasn't been as effective coming in as a starter. He's been a much more effective off the bench. But with my formation, how I would play it, I'm going Weah.
Yeah, I agree. I like what you said there because as soon as you said Gio Reyna at the 10, that immediately opened up Weah on the right. Because
Yep.
this is the problem I've got: Weah or Reyna on the right wing.
You gotta have
Putting
your
in Reyna as a 10, giving him that role as the attacking midfielder allows him to flourish in that position, and then it gets Weah on the field. But again, your counterpoint to yourself with Weah coming off the bench is super tantalizing because he is an instant impact, and putting him in late in the game when everybody's legs are tired would be even more of an impact. Kind of like Aronson for me. It's that, like you said, that 65th minute sub. He's going to be awesome. He's going to be awesome.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's that time that you've all been waiting for. Oh, pardon my balls. It's about that time. Move your balls out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to let these two gents go at it. These two gentlemen of the beautiful USA game. Uh, we're going to give both these gents 2 minutes on each of these three World Cup qualifiers to give us some hot takes, to give us a couple things that we're feeling about these games, couple takeaways from it. Let's start off with Hugh, and we're going to start off with the Jamaica World Cup qualifier. This was a 2-0 win for the USA boys. Go ahead, Hugh. You're on the clock now.
Right away, Steven, I know you're going to agree with me. There was some horrific referee calling in that game. Within the first 20 seconds, there was an obvious foul that could have easily been a red card. They gave him a yellow card, but it was some very questionable calls. Something that Taylor Twellen mentioned was that there was no VAR. There was no VAR during CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, and he was fucking livid during both of these instances where there was a foul and the ref had to go and ask the AR because this is something as important as a World Cup qualifier. You have to have VAR because this is money on the line. This is reputation. There's so much on the line for these World Cup qualifiers. Wins matter. It's not like it's a league game where you draw and you move on. And they even use VAR in league games. But this is a World Cup qualifier. You should have VAR. All right. So that being said, should have had 2 red cards for Jamaica. They had 2 yellow cards. On the USA side, this is the lineup that I want to see going forward. We had our best midfield, in my opinion. We had our best front 3, minus Areola. We saw it later, and we'll talk about this later in the Costa Rica game. Weah on the bench. I think he's the better right wing. But this was a really well-oiled machine here. We had Dest on the right. We had Robinson on the left. With Areola, Pepe, and Aronson, those 5 players in an attacking position were very deadly. I really like what we're going to be seeing out of those outside backs because what this does is having Dest come down the right wing. It allows Areola or Reyna or Tim Weah to slide in what's called the half zone. And the half zone is it's one of the most attack-friendly positions because it is the position between the opposing outside back and center back. Let me just wrap this up by saying that the attacking style that Gregg seems to be playing and the players that we have is working. You just hope that he stays consistent. Good win.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well said, Ocho.
Thank you.
Absolutely, a godfather of the USA soccer scene.
Yes, sir.
Steven, can you top the Godfather off here with 2 minutes?
Oh, I don't know if I could top The Godfather. That was beautifully said. Especially the opening part. I do agree that the refereeing was just absolutely atrocious. Especially in those two instances. Young referee, no real excuse anyway. I'm gonna touch on VAR though. So VAR, the situation is some of the countries don't have the infrastructure to do it. Blah blah blah. You are a federation for Central and North America. It's all technically North America, but Central meaning those countries down there. I think you should put a little money to infrastructure to have VAR and get with the rest of the world, my opinion. But I digress. I will go to the actual game. Pepe, 2 goals. My boy, my dog. Simple goals, but he finishes them, unlike someone. But I digress. Aronson, I love seeing what he did. In the absence of Pulisic, I am perfectly content with having Aronson out on that wing. Areola, along with a couple other people, which I'm sure we'll get some hot takes on with Panama, Areola should not be on the field starting for the U.S. Like the pace, he will probably outwork everybody else, but I digress. Again, he is not getting it done. Just not. Midfield, bellissimo, or whatever the hell Italian word is.
Chef's kiss. Yeah, bellissimo.
Beautiful. Just perfectly fine. And then that's my back line that I decided on earlier. After this game, that sealed it in for me. So, Turner, he was solid that game. I can't complain about it. Wrap it up. No need to wrap it up. I'm done.
Well said. I do like the takeaway. This is it's a federation. Go buy a TV and a fucking camera. How do you not have one? You don't have a camera and a TV in your entire country. Okay. So, moving on to the next one. This was the sometimes shit, as we mentioned before, sometimes good. And sometimes shit.
Yeah, just mostly shit.
You pull up that match for us real quick there, Lack. Real quick, Lack. That second match. So 1-0 win for Panama. I'll say that again. A 1-0 win for Panama, not USA. Steven, you want to start this one off, my friend? 2 minutes? 2 minutes for you?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Let's start now.
All right. So, starting 11, questionable at best. Very sus. I get what Gregg's trying to do and keep legs fresh because historically we've only had two game sets really. With these three, I can understand him trying to get fresh legs in there and keep everything going. But man, there's a lot of buy and sell in there. Oof. I'd sell most of them.
Yep.
I get what he I don't want to give Gregg the benefit of the doubt, but dude, you go down to Panama and you don't come out with that draw. They always say you gotta win your away games in CONCACAF. You gotta win your home games, win your away games. You're good. But dude, Musa, Weah, Zimmerman, McKenzie, and Turner are probably the only ones that I'd actually keep in this team.
Yep.
Squad. Period. Obviously, you need to have Shaq Moore as backup. Georgie Bella's not a bad backup, but it's I digress. There's just some like Kellen Acosta, love his shithousery against Mexico, but that's about it. Legit, great servant for Berhalter, but it's just like, dude, you ain't getting it done. You're not gonna start over Musa, McKinney, and Adams when they're all healthy. You're not. But I do want to say one thing about Panama. They were old as hell, but what I did love was the passion of the fans after the game. I was watching like just the film that kept rolling after the game, and dude, they were losing their fucking minds. I loved it. I loved
Yes.
seeing that. Even though we lost, I love seeing that.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. The passion definitely shown through on Panama's side, and Gregg going Gregg sometimes. What a weird experiment. Hugh, touch on that, baby.
I mean, I tell you what, this was the only game away during these 3 World Cup qualifiers, and for me, you're going to play your weakest squad away. It just seemed like it was unprepared, especially what Steven said. This is the first time in a long time that we've seen Panama pack the stadium, and they fucking brought it. That was something. I'm glad you said that. That was something I definitely noticed. Is that they were loud. They were very passionate about hosting this game, and good for them getting the win. We were not up to snuff. We did not have the quality. It was a poor decision by Gregg. This is the kind of shit that got Jurgen Klinsmann fired. Is experimenting lineups during World Cup qualifying. And luckily it was only a 1-0 win. I could see Gregg getting fired if this was a 4-0 win against Panama. Luckily, he subbed in his better players. He subbed in Tyler Adams, Brendan Harrison, Ricardo Pepi. In the game, we kind of got some control. DeAndre Yedlin. We kind of got some control after this happened. But Zardes had at least 4 opportunities, like obvious opportunities that just like it's clear that there is a favoritism here between Gregg and Zardes and the MLS. And I understand the whole got to brand the league, but man, just to piggyback off of what Steven said, we've got to start our best lineups in these qualifiers. When we have friendlies, go ahead and start Zardes. Go ahead and start Bello. Go ahead and start your backups. Get them some minutes. Get them some confidence. But when it's fucking qualifiers, start your best players. There was 3 days in between games. That should be plenty to rest and recover. This is Panama. They're not a joke anymore. And the U.S. needs to recognize that CONCACAF, especially away, is difficult. This is the one game that gave me. This is the one game that I lost a lot of confidence in Gregg Berhalter. I was on a high. We were doing well. Pepi really made Gregg look good. This game immediately grounded me again. So
Yeah, it's like we said earlier. We're getting to the point where we need to stop experimenting and we need to see the product and bring it out every single time. Let's stop fucking around. Let's get this qualifying down pat. Let's go to the goddamn World Cup. On the other hand, before we close this game out, Steven has one more thing to say about those passionate Panamanians. What you got?
So actually, Hugh brought up a second point for me with Zardes, but I'm gonna not get in on that. One thing I did want to say, Panama was picking the ball off of our feet constantly.
Yep.
We did not know how to deal with pressure in that midfield. I must, and Musa included, I must have seen him get the ball picked off his feet.
Yeah, that's a good point.
6 times off
Yeah.
his feet, like him just dribbling and then them just running up behind, literally snatching it and running back the other way. It was like there was no communication, man on, nothing.
I think he was shook, honestly, playing away in Panama with a crowd like that.
That's what I was about to bring up because that was another point that you brought up right at the end. It's just like these guys who play in Europe, they're not used to going to a Hispanic, like a South or Central American Hispanic culture. And I'm done. Like we can go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Well,
that's it.
Yeah, we went to sometimes good. We went to sometimes shit. This next one, a 2-1 victory for our boys, but it almost looked like it was going to shit. 1 minute into this one, Steve-O, I'm gonna put you on a clock, my friend. 2 minutes. Tell us what you thought about this one.
So, I'm gonna start off with kind of the. I saw the goal I didn't get to watch the first half. I kind of went back and watched some highlights, but I didn't get to watch the first half in full. So first things first, Zach Steffen. I think I guess he lost confidence in Turner after a 1-0 defeat. Really don't know what goes through Gregg's head, but Zach Steffen coming home to Columbus, the prodigal son, whatever. It's Gregg playing it up to his Columbus roots. But that was a weak ass goal that Steffen let in. I don't know if it took a weird deflection or what. Couldn't really get a good angle of it. It was weak.
It did.
Plain and simple. Besides that midfield, and I know, and Hugh, I'm not going to take you thunder. That midfield was A-okay in my book, and I'm gonna let you get you spieling on that because I don't want to take you thunder. But as far as forward play, Weah coming off the bench, kind of like I touched on earlier. Weah coming off the bench is a different monster. I
think he started that game, actually.
Did he?
Yeah, he started
Oh,
because
my bad.
Areola was injured. Yeah.
That's right. Sorry, I digress.
No, it's okay.
I saw Hoppy coming off the bench, and I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, Weah with that goal, the legs, he has something that a lot of these, because I mean Costa Rica, I want to say their right and left backs both play in MLS, or one of them does. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I think their left back who would have been matched up against Weah, because I remember hearing something about the Areola versus that left back. Anyway.
Right.
So
right.
Weah is a different level of competition, and this should be the majority for the games. And then Serginho Dest with an absolute fucking banger with his left foot. Like, give that man a cookie or something. I don't know.
A whole box of Oreos, double stuffed. That nice little left-footed touch to open himself up some space. Beautiful stuff. Ocho, tell us all about it, baby.
Yeah, really plain and simple. That first goal woke us up. We came out. This is what my dad would say when he would coach Booty and I. It's the 30-second goal, or the 60-second goal. Are you going to start the game asleep? We started asleep. Watching that goal, we gave away a silly turnover, which immediately gave them the opportunity. I don't know if you guys saw that goal, but Zach Steffen had to come out of the box and make a header. And the header went directly to a Costa Rican player. Our whole back line was very disorganized. That Costa Rican player found the left winger. That guy burned Dest, just burned him down the line. Dest made a great effort to recover. And as the ball goes into the box, as a coach, one of the signs of an unexperienced defender is when he is having to run towards his own goal on defense. That means you are not set and you are in a panic mode when you're having to run toward your own goal. If you're in a comfortable defensive position, your back is to your goal, so you can see all of the attack that's coming at you. So our left back, I think it was Aronson, was out of position, lost his man. That guy headed it in, and it flicked off like the thigh of the center forward. It was a really weird goal. Steffen should have definitely came out on that. It was strange. Maybe this is like some nerves, whatever. We're going to move on. After that, the boys fucking played lights out. Great midfield. The understanding between Adams, McKinney, and Musa were much better that game. They were able to handle the pressure. And then, like you said, Steven, fucking Weah down the right was electric. He was demolishing that left back all game long. He totally deserved that goal. Unfortunately, they gave him an own goal. Got to give credit also to Serginho Dest. The kid is special. Give him a cookie. Give him 10 cookies. The man is going to be around for a long time. That last game for me gave me way more confidence going forward to the next World Cup stage against Mexico. Hopefully we get Pulisic back. Hopefully we get Gio Reyna back. And I think we can easily win that game with the quality. Now, with that being said, this Mexico squad is first in the group. So we shall see what happens. It's going to be a phenomenal game. I am very excited for that.
Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're good. We get Serginho Dest a whole box of double stuffed Oreos. End of this show. Well, ladies and gents, that about wraps up our show today, we always like to end the things on a good note with a little shout out, or it could be a bad note, whichever you're feeling today. I'll give you a quick shout out. I'll pass it to you guys for one. Um, Shout out to Nate Eovaldi. If he is pitching tomorrow, dominate. It's fucking time, baby. Astros, Red Sox, if you're baseball fans out there. Hell of a series for the Sox against the Rays last week. That was some of the best baseball I've seen in a few years. Just intense every single pitch, edge of your seat. I know Steven was following. The one on last Friday was just absolutely absurd. 2-0 in the top of the first inning, 5-2 going into the second inning, 7-run first inning combined. Fun stuff. Yeah, that's what I got. Ocho, you got a little shout out?
I do. I'm going to shout out Serginho Dest and Tyler Adams. Those two for me were the bright spots for our team. Serginho Dest just with the fantastic goal, and then Tyler Adams just leading us, almost played all 90 minutes in all 3 games. Just such a great player. He really has grown and matured a lot for me. He is going to be the player that I put all the praise on moving forward. I have a soft spot for all the players that do the stuff that don't get rewarded. You know, like goals are great. You got to win with goals, but you know, who's digging in, who's getting stuck in on tackles, who's working to get back, who's building up the possession. You know, he's doing all of that. And I'm going to make sure that he gets a lot of credit from my social media pages.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And the cookies.
Give him the cookies.
Give him the cookies.
Give him those cookies.
Steven, who you got?
Man,
I don't know where that came from, but I'm loving it.
I just
give him the
out
cookies.
my ass, man. You know
Give
what?
him the cookies.
Give them the cookies.
Dip the cookies in my milk.
It's sometimes a good, sometimes a shit.
Sometimes a shit.
No, but my shout out's Ricardo Pepe, my dog. Dude, cannot wait to see how this dude develops. I hope he keeps trending upwards. I hope we see him in Europe very soon. Just keep doing your thing, player. Play on, player.
I'm gonna get you a Pepe jersey, man. It's gotta happen. We just gotta get you the Pepe jersey.
You gotta get me one. Right, we'll make it happen.
I'll make it happen. We got an order coming in soon, actually. So another order, Booty. I had
All
someone reach out to me with 10 jerseys and was like, "Put it in." I was like, "Okay,
all right. Well,
you got it.
Hey,
fire it up, baby."
Hopefully, it doesn't get stuck in Oakland.
Oh man, it probably will. Actually, you know what, Booty? You know how we missed those IX masks?
Mm-hmm.
She actually said there's a second box, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I know where that box is." Oh god.
Well, shit.
So yeah, so that box is on the way.
Right.
Right. So anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Great episode, y'all. This was fun. I had a good time.
This was good stuff, fellas. Thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely, man. Good to see you again. And please come on back before Booty falls asleep. This has been the Footy Fetish Show, where the fetish is real and the footy is soccer. Peace out, Boy Scouts.
I was hoping for it.